for the final in the men's 800 meters. And a look now at the lane assignments. First up, though, the world record held by Sebastian Coe. Billy Concella has the championship record, the American record set by Johnny Gray, 142.60. Look at the lanes. The three Americans running out of 2, 8, and 4. And noticeable, conspicuous by their absence, not one Kenyan in this final. Downstairs to Lewis Johnson. Lewis, this was your race.
Yeah, Mark, I had a chat with Brandon Rock, the American favorite, after a semifinal just a couple of days ago, and we talked about strategy or the lack thereof. I said, Brandon, listen, if you plan on grabbing a medal at this World Championships and putting yourself on the map at 800 meters, you'll have to stay out of trouble. You'll have to stay away from being boxed, run on the line between lane 1 and 2, and use that speed at the end and try to get yourself up there for a medal. If you'll do that, he'll have a great shot at it, Mark.
All right, he has enjoyed a little bit of seasoning, Craig Masback, on the European circuit during the course of the year.
Well, he won a big race in London, but one big race does not a career make, and I hope Lewis was giving him not only those pointers, but many more, because Brandon Rock ran a very, very difficult semifinal race for him, always running into trouble. There is Wilson Kipketer, running for Denmark, born in Kenya, 5 years ago, moved to Denmark to study engineering. At a certain point said, I would like to become a Danish citizen. And they said, well, we'll let you represent our country, but you have to stay the full 7 years to become a citizen. So he has the right to represent Denmark here. He's hoping to win this race. If he wins this race, he feels the Danish Parliament may change their mind and give him citizenship before next year so he can run in the Atlanta Olympics.
It's funny how some political papers can move a little faster with the aid of a gold medal, isn't it? There's a look at Mark Everett. He, of course, of the unconventional running style. You'll see that right arm of his swing out real wide. He had to really press to get into the final, too.
In terms of pure foot speed, he's the fastest guy in the race. He thinks if the pace goes slowly, he can win it all. 44.59 in the flat 400 meters. That's outstanding speed.
And there's a look at the third American, Jose Perea.
And don't think he's bored by what's going on here. A lot of times right before the race, that's a sign of nervousness. Gets the nerves out with a little yawn.
Running in his customary goggles.
Kipketer is definitely the favorite, but this is a wacky race. We saw that in the semifinals. Anything could happen here. There isn't a natural leader in the race, which means it could go slowly. If it goes slowly, all sorts of things could happen.
We talked about Brandon Rock. He's in lane 8 to begin this race. 2 laps of the track. Craig, an advantage or disadvantage, doesn't really matter that he's out there to start?
Well, if he runs it intelligently, I think it's not a bad spot to be in, because when he comes off that first turn, which they run in lanes, he can take a nice slow angle towards the inside and choose his spot. If he cuts right across the track, he's running extra distance by doing that and could get himself into trouble.
At times you seem to really realize that he is growing race by race. Ran into him later after his semifinal race, and Brandon was telling me that he realized the fact that he ran a very poor strategical race, and he was looking forward to cleaning up some of those strategical mistakes and running a better one here in the final. Says he wants to buy his mother a house when he becomes successful. It wasn't if he becomes successful, it's when he becomes successful.
Well, he definitely has great ability. As you say, he's lacking a little bit in experience, and I hope this wait for the start is not causing him any extra nervousness. As we mentioned before, with the high jump going on, they've had to adjust the start times of some of these races.
I'll look at the lanes once again. The German runner, Nico Machaban, running out of lane 5 to begin with.
And looks like they had a little trouble with the timing device.
The men's 800-meter final.
You know, there are 3 Europeans in the race. You mentioned Machaban. Vibjorn Rodal of Norway is in the race, as is Andrea Giocondi from Italy. European racers are never afraid to stick the arm out and push a little bit if that's what's necessary for a good position. The Americans have to be prepared for that as well.
Kipketer last right now, trailing the pack.
I really think he doesn't care what sort of race pattern happens early. He has such an amazing burst. He can run off of any sort of pace. I'm a little surprised to see Rodal up front. He too believes he can finish well, has 46-second 400-meter speed. but I guess he figures that's a good position in the early going.
There's a look at Rock in third place right now. Giocondi, the Italian, on the inside.
Hatungamana from Burundi in second in the green. 52.53, that's an honest pace, not a real fast one. Watch the man with the red shorts, Kipketer. When he moves, it's unlike anything else I've seen in recent 800-meter running. It's a tremendous burst. Rodal seems to be inflamed by the crowd. A lot of Norwegians in the crowd right now.
And Brandon Rock is in pretty good position on the outside. Here comes the German surging to the front of the pack, Machaban.
But look at Kipketer covering that move. The man with the red shorts in perfect position right now.
Kipketer is in third, coming wide with 110 meters to go.
Watch for the one big burst by Kipketer. He lets everyone else make their move. He covers their move, and then boom, he goes by.
Kipketer now in the lead by 3 meters, and he's going to bring it home. Kipketer, 1:45.08 unofficially.
Hatungamana gets second, and Rodal from Norway third. That was the big roar you heard. The winning time, a relatively modest 1:45.08, but textbook running from Kipketer.
Did not panic, waited, the picture of poise. Kipketer winning the World Championship.
You know, Brandon Rock, a good learning experience for him. I thought he ran a pretty good race. He was in the right position.
There'll be many more for Brandon Rock, but today belongs to that man. The transplanted Kenyan, now representing Denmark. Wilson Kipketer.
You have to think that will help with his citizenship interests.
You can hear those bureaucratic wheels turning right now.
Got to be a citizen in order to compete in the Olympics next year, and that would take an active parliament in Denmark. We mentioned his tremendous patience. He just tracked the other runners, let them make all their moves. They laid everything on the line, and then he made his move, bursting by them. Machaban ran a brave race, wasn't able to hold on for a medal position. Hatungamana from Burundi, only 21 years old, just gets by Rodal for second place. Rodal himself only 22, and Kipketer 24, so the youth prevailed in this race.
Neither of the 3 Americans placed in the medals. And there's a look at the winner. We're going to take a short break and come right back.